Mock draft number 2 for the day, but this time we're going for a category league. I am picking at number 10. It is a 9-category league, and I am building with Anthony Edwards, and I'll explain why in a second. Michael Bolton, don't you look at me that way.
Thanks, Josh. It's Michael Bolton here, and it's time for another episode of the Locked On Fantasy Basketball Podcast. Let's get to it.
Let's get to it, indeed.
You are Locked On Fantasy, your daily NBA fantasy podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello and welcome to the Locked On Fantasy Basketball Podcast, brought to you by Basketball Monster. My name is Josh Lloyd, and I've got some good news. The Grimace Shake is now available in Australia at McDonald's. But the only Grimace Shake I like is the one that I throw $1 bills at. I'm also the lead fantasy analyst at basketballmonster.com, and you can find me on Twitter as always at redrock_bball, on TikTok at redrock_bball, and on Instagram at Locked On Fantasy Basketball. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Get a big return on FanDuel at the start of the season by placing your first $5 bet and getting $200 in bonus bets guaranteed. Go to FanDuel.com to get started. Thank you also for making Locked On Fantasy Basketball your first listen every day. We are free, and we are available on all platforms, so give it a thumb and a double bang. That joke about the Grimace Shake would hit probably better if we actually had $1 bills in Australia. We don't. Our smallest bill is 5s. Much like Canada, we've got the $1 and $2 coin. Don't think we're going to enjoy throwing those coins at people who are dancing, especially Grimace, although he's got the soft padding, so maybe it will be okay. We're talking a mock draft here. We did an ESPN points mock draft earlier today. Now we are continuing our category series of going through each pick. This is number 10, and I am picking Anthony Edwards. Now, don't get this twisted. I would never pick Anthony Edwards at pick 10. I won't do it. But these are the ADPs. These are where players are picking these guys. So I am going to follow that and show you that if Anthony Edwards goes at 10, what can we do? How do we adjust that? If you want to go by that, and you might. Not everyone's going to agree with me. So there are some people who say, well, Anthony Edwards actually is only in the 30s. And that's okay. You can take him in. And you'll be able to go, man, he's the GOAT. He's Michael Jordan Jr. He's going to go at number 7. Okay, you can think that too. And I don't know why everyone's got the same voice apart from me, because I'm big and burly. But I'm just going to put him at 10. It's the easiest way to do it. Let's just go through those ADPs. Let's look at how people, the majority of people, are considering these guys. And let's build off it from there. His ADP might actually be like 11, now that I think about it. But that's because, there's other guys, and ADPs don't have to be someone's got an ADP of 1 and then 2 and then 3. It just depends where they fall. And Edwards' ADP is 11. There you go. But I've got him in the 10th spot. So we're going to get into that in a second and talk about him and how we can work with that and whether it does have any shot of actually working. Got a couple of other fantasy analysts in this draft as well. Adam King and Jake Mosky, who's in here, who I didn't even know Jacob was in the mock we did the other day, but he was, and I was talking about his team being really heavily 9-cap based, but he's in this one as well. So we'll talk about their picks as they go through. They're picking at 5 and 6 respectively. But what I'm going to tell you now is today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook, and you can start the season with a big return. In fact, some might say with a bang, a double bang, on FanDuel, America's number 1 sportsbook. So when you get a hunch in the middle of the game, check out the latest stats. You go and check out, you go, what's going on? What is this thing that I'm seeing that nobody else is? I'm the smartest man in the world. I've seen it in the game. You open up the app, the bets are there, they're staring you in the face and you're looking. And you go on there and you can check out the stats live. You can check out the play-by-play, all on that same spot. No toggling, no multiple devices, no Paul Pierce with 2 phones. We can go in there and actually look on the same spot, all of that data that you need on the FanDuel app. And if you are a new customer, you place your first $5 bet and you get $200 in bonus bets guaranteed. So you're looking at futures, you're looking at in-game stuff, you're looking at preseason action, which maybe you don't, but you can. It's all there, available on FanDuel. So go to FanDuel.com right now to get started, and don't forget to gamble responsibly. Okay, so we've got a couple of minutes until this draft starts. Maybe I'll flick you guys over into the mock draft room right now, and then we'll just, you don't have to wait the 3 minutes. I do, and then I'll just set myself up and be ready to go. All right, we are 20 seconds away now from starting this off. We'll see. So, like I said, Kingy is picking at 5, Jake is picking at 6, and then we've got Jack Yagawa, Wales Golf Madrid, who's asking if there's any openings for Locked On Fantasy Basketball. No, my guy, all those drafts are actually done. Apart from Draft and Sash, nearly every other draft is finished. Beast Mode's in here, Kiwi Tour, interesting name. House ED, than me, Connect 4, and Metiata, who hasn't shown his face in the room yet, and he better bloody get here. Or, you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to get annoyed. Wemby 1, Jokic 2, so this one is absolutely on track compared to what happened in that ESPN Points League, where it was just different, and I liked it. I liked that idea. Remember, just because we think that these guys go 1 and 2, doesn't mean they finish 1 and 2. It will be hard not to, but it doesn't mean that it happens. Doncic 3, Shea 4, no problem. This is what usually happens. I actually worry about the Luka pick at 3. You know that. I don't know that Shea finishes as the 4th best player, but there's also no problem with that. Kingy takes Anthony Davis at 5, and now Jake is up. I don't know what Jake will do here. There's an interesting. I gave Jake this pick on purpose to see what he would do. Yeah, he takes Halliburton. I didn't think he'd go Giannis because, again, he likes the balance. He likes the roto style. So Halliburton there is, okay, it's doable. I don't think we need to pick nits about, oh my God, how did you pick this guy here? It's 2-3 spots difference. Like, that's where we don't need to get too crazy about it, I don't think, unless there's gigantic differences. I said, I am taking Anthony Edwards at 10. I do not believe he should be taking at 10. But that is what people are doing. He is the 10th highest ADP at the moment, so we'll take him. So Embiid goes at 8, Trae Young goes at 9, and Anthony Edwards goes at 10 to me. So I am, for my own projections, putting myself way behind the 8 ball here. Because I've got him at about 19, I think, in a -1 sort of a setting. And that's, look, he could easily be better than that. Metiata chimes in, there he is. So Tatum goes at 11 and Steph goes at 12. It is very possible that Edwards finishes in this first round zone. He takes 2 extra free throws. He gets half an assist or an extra assist, and we're off and rolling. That's it. That's all he needs. That's what we can do. But he might not do it. And the steals might fall off, and then he falls even further. And now it is my pick, and it was Sabonis at 13, LaMelo Ball at 14. This one here to me is screaming Jim Harden. It's screaming Jim Harden. All right. I'm very big on Harden this season. I could have taken Towns there as well. Could have taken Brunson also was an option for me. And I don't know how this has happened, but I've become much higher on Jalen Brunson. Part of it is the way that I've changed some of my, not perspective, it's the wrong term, about like the idea in head-to-head of like stability in lower variance categories, understanding that we can feel like we're good in steals, but 2 steals in a week from somebody just makes us not win that category, or free throws, or blocks. Whereas if I'm good in points, and I'm very good in points, it's very hard to catch that up. It's very hard to catch that up. And Brunson's getting points, and he's getting assists, and he'll hit threes. And like, he doesn't get many steals, and that drops him down the ranks. But I actually don't care. I don't care about that. I can load up on a Caruso or a Suggs later on, or stream that stuff through. So after I took Harden at pick 15, we went with Durant 16, Don Mitchell 17, Towns 18, which I like. Jake takes Chet next. Again, he's got a real style that he goes with, and that makes a lot of sense there. Kingy's also got a style, and they are very opposite styles. Kingy will punt 20 categories if he could. Jake will punt 0. And they are back-to-back, so it's very intriguing to see how they'll do that. LeBron goes at 21. That's LeBron James Sr., just in case you were curious. And now we're at pick 22. Someone said that's Şengün hype. I just think that makes sense for Şengün at that spot. I've been really impressed with him. Yeah, the free throws can be bad, but also you can deal with that. Is he going to block shots? I don't know. Probably not. But I'm fine with him there. If we're fine with Sabonis at 13, we should be fine with Şengün there, I think. I'm not saying that I'm necessarily fine with Sabonis there either. He's sort of borderline. After LeBron went Booker, and then Lillard, and now it's game over 3 who gets the old head start of taking Victor Wembanyama. We will see what he does now at pick 24 to round it off. Someone asked me why I'm not doing third round reversal in these mocks. Of course, I had people saying stop doing third round reversal. As per usual, can't please everybody. The reason in this little series of runs that I'm doing of these 12-team leagues where we pick from every position, Bronson at 24, by the way, massive steal, I think. The reason I'm not doing third round reversal in these is because if you play on Yahoo, none of you will do it. There's no setting that allows you to do it. You have to go in as a private commissioner and manually assign draft picks. So it just doesn't happen. ESPN, no ability to do it. And again, you have to go in and manually assign draft picks to do it. And I'm trying to cater to the most people possible, and the most people will not be digging in and doing third round reversals. When we do this off-season, pre-season process of mock drafts, Scotty Barnes falling to 27 is actually ridiculous. That's amazing to get Scotty Barnes there. And you know that I have some skepticism of Barnes in some areas. That's unbelievable. When we do the earlier mock drafts, those people are crazier. They're the people getting into it earlier. They're the people who are drafting on Fantrax or are drafting on NFBKC, which does have third round reversal. So that's why we do more of that earlier on. And then we move into more of the non-offensively termed like casuals, the people who chime in now and go, hey, Josh, good to see you back. Okay, I've done 190 shows since the NBA draft. But look, that's how those people approach this, and that's cool. That's where we start to move into that zone of stuff. After Barnes at 27, this is like the third round remains an unbelievable value spot. 25 was Van Vliet, Irving 26, Barnes 27, George 28, Jalen Williams 29. Love all of those. It might be marginally high on the Bronco, but I don't care. And that was Kingy taking Jalen Williams, and then Tyrese Maxey goes to Jake at 30, which both those picks really, really strong. We are getting into Cade, Mobley, Markkanen territory on a per game, but I wouldn't do it for Markkanen here. You know why. Well, there goes Cade to Kiwi Tour. And now I need to start looking at what I've got on my team. I have got good points. I have got... actually, I don't... Yeah, my points are pretty good. They're not like dominating. My assists are great. My field goals are in trouble, and we probably just end up moving on from that category. Assists are very hard to get still. I want scoring, though. So I'm not sure I take Mobley here. In fact, I almost certainly won't. But I do need to make sure I start to get rebounds because there is going to be a center run coming. And maybe Fox goes at 33. Do I get a center at 39? Maybe I do that. This is... rebounding point guard by the name of DeJounte Murray. Let's do that. And then big on the way back around. But who is the big on the way back around? Jalen Johnson probably. Will he make it to me? Or Bam. Maybe it's Bam. I know it's very easy for me to... That's going to sound wrong. I was say it's easy for me to do these mock drafts. It is because I can just open them up and do them. But in terms of, like, I do the mock drafts and it's very easy to come in and, oh, man, Josh, that's just terrible. Your draft is terrible. You actually don't know that. Like, I can say that my mock draft was great, but I don't know that. You can say that it's terrible. You also don't know that. I think most of it is just the process, the ideas, looking at the trends, getting the players. Like, the variance in players and their values. You've got this absolute dickhole took the two guys that I wanted in Jalen Johnson and Bam Adebayo. Let me get back to that other rant in a second. Fuck, maybe I should have taken the air. See, that killed me. Because I was like, I'll get a big on the way back around, and now I can't. So, well, actually, but you know what I can do? As a pseudo big, Mobley would work, but do I just, in this spot, take Lauri Markkanen? I think I do at that spot. Not ideal. Zion was an option as well, and Mobley was an option. But I wouldn't take Lowry in round 3, but I would take him there. But yeah, like, you don't know that this is a mock draft. It's a good mock draft or bad mock draft. The variance in players' values is crazy. What I like to do is look at picks or ideas that don't make sense. If you take someone 50 spots higher, I go, yeah, I don't really know about that. Or you take Embiid, Kawhi, Porzingis, Trey Murphy, I go, well, you've cooked yourself. That's a bad idea. Right, that's where I start to get like, I think that's like a bad process. But otherwise, most of these picks, fine. Zion Williamson goes, after I took Market and went quickly, Mobley and Zion were sitting at the top of my list, and then Jake takes Kawhi. I would probably wait to the next round, but it's okay to get in there. And we know what Jake is, what he's doing and the way that he's processing this. And the other guys in front of that he took, Halliburton, Holmgren, Maxey, no real sort of risks associated. Kingy is probably, I'm guessing, punting free throws now. Might be tough with Şengün and Gobert to be super competitive there. But he got some blocks. He's got big rebound numbers, huge rebound numbers. So he's going to be punting assists almost certainly as well. An assist free throw combo isn't my guess. And he's obviously got no threes either. His threes are horrendous. So he's leaning into one of the things that Kingy loves to do is, punt 3 categories. After Gobert goes Ja Morant, it goes Jim Butler. Morant's one of those guys that doesn't really get talked about much, but he's one of those players where there'll be he's never actually been top 80. The Cade Cunningham, 9-cat strokers. I think it's totally good to get him here. Morant. After him goes Jim Butler at 46 and then DeRozan at 47. I talked about this in the ESPN Points League mock, but if you're a category league player, you may not have heard that. In the preseason games so far, Fox and Sabonis have taken a bit of a playmaking step back, and DeRozan's been solid. That doesn't mean it necessarily carries across, but it is a data point where we can go, okay, do we need to knock Fox down? And Fox is going in the third round in most. You see he went like 9th pick of the third round, which is relatively late. 33. Okay. But like, do we need to move Sabonis to the middle to the end of the first round? Maybe. Darius Garland at 48. Have not seen him go that early. That is getting close to best case outcome. This guy has, after getting Wemby, which is a fine strategy, he's got his rebounds, he got blocks, and he went, I'm getting assists. And he went Brunson, VanVleet, Garland. Fine. You're doing the yin-yang. You're doing the opposite of your first pick, which is like a nice punt strategy. It's like, I'll get my assists, and some other guys will bump up in value later on. Look at the centers here, though. Ayton, Allen. This is getting into Claxton territory, who Kingy will consider, I'm guessing. This is Jaylen Brown's zone. This is actually a theft for Jaylen Brown here. Miles Turner and Jamal Murray. Real amazing value. Or does Kingy take his man, Paolo Banchero? The thick Hogsman at 52. Oh, yeah, people are buying in on Toby. 20 points in the first half yesterday. I don't mind this spot. Honestly, I think it's okay. In a lot of drafts, you can let him fall. You can. And there is so many wild... Wow, Kingy goes Hartenstein there. Holy Kingy, my God. 53. Wow, what are you doing? What is this man cooking? And Miles Turner goes to Jake next. Kingy's teams are often wild. He has strategies that are not for everybody. But his team will end up strong. I'm almost going to guarantee you that. He's going to have a strong team because he is going to absolutely load up. At the moment, he's got rebounds, he's got blocks, he's got field goals, and he's got turnovers absolutely locked down. And then he needs to get steals late. So Hartenstein, Turner, Banchero, Jamal Murray. This, to me... Jalen Duren goes next to 57. What are we doing here? This has to be Jaylen Brown. This is one of those ones where, like, I don't really mind what your build is. I don't care what you're doing. It has to be Jaylen Brown here. Build, throw it out the window. That doesn't matter. That is, when one of those ones happens where he could have gone 15 spots ahead, and also I think where Jaylen Brown, like, he could conceivably have gone at 42, 41, but getting him at 58, I have to do that. Which is what I screwed up the other day on the Trae Young one where Embiid fell to me at 16 and I should have just taken him and I didn't. Was it the Trae Young one? It was one. I can't remember which one it was. It was one of them. Yeah, it was a Trae Young one. He was at 15, I think. Mikal Bridges, 59. Like, me getting Jaylen Brown ahead of Jalen Duren feels really good to me. Ahead of Hartenstein, ahead of Tobias Harris, or after those guys. I love it. Mikal Bridges goes 59. And then it is this bloke, Metiata, who screwed me last time. Do I need to? Yeah, I do. I need rebounds. So, D'Angelo Russell at 60. Wow, have not seen that. But remember, guys on the turn. Much like the Garland pick. If you're on the turn and you go, I think I need this and I don't know if assists last to me in 24 more spots, then do it. It is okay. Don't get too wound up, especially about some idiot here telling you that it's bad. I need Julius Randle. I need rebounds and Randle will do that. And because my other options here are Claxton, which is fine, actually. And I don't really value Claxton's blocks, but that's okay. But Randall gives me a points bump too. Jordan Poole goes. So Franz Wagner, Jordan Poole, which I think I took Poole at one of those spots before. It's okay. He stunk yesterday. I'm just shocked that people haven't reacted to that. I'll take Randall. Get me some rebounds, add to my assists, get me some scoring. Randall was not a percentage drain last season at all. I don't know how he's going to fit in Minnesota. Does he get benched for Naz Reid? I doubt it. But like, I'm very good getting Randall there. And I am... Maybe I should be worried because I'm getting Randall in a lot of spots. After Randall goes Cam Thomas. This is the chucker zone. This is where Levine's going to go. This is where Thomas is going to go. Beal's not really a chucker, but it's those players. It's where your shooting guards start to fly. So it's a Poole, Thomas, Beal, Levine, Sexton maybe. Simons, who's sort of a point guard. Joshie Giddey at 66 is a nice pick. And a little surprised that Claxton is still around. There is the risk with the Nets and with the tanking or whatever. Miles Bridges goes to Jake. Nice across-the-board player. Not sure there's much upside there. Usually I see Miller go ahead of Bridges. What's Kingy going to cook up here? He's got to take Claxton, surely. And try and... or was that too many centers? It's probably too many. So he did need to focus on his steals. So he took OG Anunoby. Very intriguing. It's going to make it hard for him to compete in points, though. But Kingy has got rebounds. Steals are solid now. Blocks, field goals, and turnovers is what he's strong at. Never going to compete in points, threes, or assists. They are done. And his free throws sit at 74. Not really going to do much with that either. We know what he is doing. So he is going to be looking at Jakob Poeltl. He is going to be looking at Jalen Suggs, Alex Caruso, Marcus Smart, Walker Kessler. And the strategy works. Like, this strategy will work with the way that drafts play out. And if you're in this spot where Kingy is, and I might even do it when I do the pick 5 draft, but this strategy will work. Vooch, Levine, 69 and 70 for the two Bulls' current teammates currently. I better date this, timestamp it on October the 12th, 6:15 p.m. Eastern. After Levine goes Brandon Miller. He had a good game. And I said his first 2 preseason games weren't very good. The next one was good, so that's encouraging. But still, I have overall value worries with him. And then old mate here, who took Garland, I thought, too early, game over 3, but then gets Claxton at 72. That is making up some really good value at that spot, which is good to do. Good to get value. All right. Where's my rebounds at? Probably need more of them. Field goals are a little low. Blocks are terrible. That's cool. Assists are strong. Points are strong. Threes are strong. Free throws are strong. Turnovers are mid-pack. Hate this pick from you, Jack, of Devin Vassell. It's just, I think that's his value. And he's coming off foot surgery. I just wouldn't take him at value. So that's why I just hate that pick there. So what does Kingy do? Does he take steals? Does he take Draymond because he's punting points? Does he take Kessler, Mark Williams, who is updated injury on Mark Williams, out of his boot, walking around, reevaluated before the start of the regular season? I think he's going to be okay. Fingers crossed. Kuzma goes at 75 to Yagawa. Wales, Golf, Madrid. Kingy's. We know what Kingy's strategy is. We know what Jake's is. Really obvious. Jake's, go across the board. Balance your 9s out. Kingy, go super hard. Love that I put them together. Zubats goes at 76, which is interesting now. Does Kingy launch into a Nurkic, Kessler, Poeltl? Or does he get a Caruso, Suggs? Or Draymond? They're the... Okay. Amen Thompson at 77. Kingy, I'll tell you, I don't like that. It's too early, man. It's too early. I love him, man. That's way too early. Does he fit what you want to do? I guess a little bit. Good defensive stats. It's going to make your team look projected standings really good. But yeah, that's interesting. Kobe goes 78. Reeves goes 79. I don't know if Kingy's recording this for his show or not. And Jake might be as well for his. I call him Jake, but he always goes by Jacob, even though his name says Jake. So I apologize, Jacob/Jake. It's my pick. Shut up, Josh. Make a pick. Rebounds. I'm going to take... Well, I would have taken Mark Williams there. I'm going to take Kessler. I know I don't need his blocks, but that's okay. I'll take him here. I can deal with the free throws pretty easily. He gives me actually a really solid field goal bump. Helps my rebounds out. And I'm going to try and get an assist guy on the way back around. That is a little early for Kessler, but it's 82. It's not actually that bad. And then like a Suggs for me or a CJ McCollum, I think makes a bit of sense. Herb Jones at 83. Well, that is early for Herb Jones, man. And then Kuminga at 84. I see Kuminga at 84 all the time. So that's 7 rounds done. Gafford goes next. I haven't seen him go that early, but honestly, he can return this value. I've bumped him 1 or 2 minutes in my projections. Nurkic next. So we've had a bundle of centers. Lopez, Williams, Kessler, Gafford, Nurk, all go off the board. That is a common thing. Do I like Sexton here. I obviously worry about the Jazz, and I've got Markkanen, so I won't do that. I might take CJ. Feel a little bit more confident about the floor value of Mr. McCollum there. But Sexton projects nicely. Draymond projects nicely also in this spot. Caruso and Suggs, when I'm looking for steals, would be good. Brandon Ingram was someone I considered. Same with Hero. Poop Cookie, Michael Porter goes at 88, which is like as much as I don't... Ooh, Alex Caruso, that 89, interesting. I don't know what the Thunder are doing. And that's not a bad thing. But they are changing their lineups every day. Sometimes Crusoe starts, he comes off the bench. Hartenstein starts, he comes off the bench. Wiggins starts, Joe starts. They're all over the place. Rowan Barrett at 90 is, some will say, not great. I don't mind it. And Jake goes the Porzingis route at 91. Has he done any other injury picks? Kawhi, yeah, I would not be putting those two together. That to me is way too risky. And I know we've got multiple IR slots, but taking both of those guys, it limits your streaming ability. In Roto, go for it. In head-to-head, it does really limit you. And I wouldn't have a massive issue with Porzingis at this spot. I just wouldn't do it if I already had Kawhi. Jakob Poeltl goes at 92. Yeah, we pegged that one early from Kingy that he'd go that way. I thought he might look at Suggs in that spot as well. And I will start to look at Suggs with my next pick. So that after Poeltl goes Colin Sexton at 93. And that eliminates a lot of the risk with Sexton. And part of the reason I didn't take Sexton at my pick is because I already had two Jazz guys in Markkanen and Kessler. So yeah, I didn't want a third Jazz player. Subconsciously, I think I knew that, but I didn't say it out loud. Ingram at 94, that is also really good value at that spot. As much as I'm out on Ingram, I'm out on him at 60. In this spot, do it. Who cares? Now, Jack took Vassell, which I thought was a little early. Let's see the direction he goes. To me, this is Tyler Hero territory. Wouldn't be shocked if Kingy takes... Yeah, I wouldn't take Drew over Hero, I don't think. Debatable, actually. Rozier also in the mix here. Jalen Green going to be in the mix if you're looking for scoring bump, which I might be. Kingy, again, just a crazily hard punt team. Well, there goes Jalen Green. Didn't know that was going to happen there, but he goes at 96, and then Keegan Murray at 97. Hate Murray in the 70s. Fine there. He had 5 steals yesterday. Of course, we don't bank on that, but 5 steals is 5 steals. That's like a week and a half's worth of value in one game. So Jack, after the Drew Holiday pick, which way is he going? Bogdanovic. Okay. I think Suggs is... Also, by the way, the Wizards started Alex Sarr at center yesterday, not Valanciunas. Not sure that means anything for the regular season, but it happened. Quickly. So I knocked like a minute off Valanciunas' projections. I thought there was a chance it would happen. They tried it out. I won't say it worked perfectly, and I still think Valanciunas will start, but it was interesting they went there. Hero at 100 is unbelievably good value. And Kingy takes Dyson Daniels. Kingy is just taking the guys that he wants. He doesn't care about value. Amen Thompson's probably 30 spots too high. Daniels is probably 20 spots too high as well. Oh, Jacob. He took Suggs. Damn it. Derek Lively goes at 103. I'm putting Trey Murphy into my queue here because I wanted Suggs, but... Or do I take Keontae? I might... Trey's really good there, though. Trey's really good. Who is likely to flip back around? I got 106 and 111. Tyus Jones goes. That's probably the earliest I've seen Tyus go. Or Terry Rozier also going to be in the mix for me. Keontae, I might... Chris Paul goes at 105, so it's me. I don't have any injured reserve guys at the moment. Do I take Trey Murphy at 106? I might take Rozier there, actually. And then hopefully I get one of those on the flip back. Yeah. Oh, well, I can't get Keontae George because this idiot, Connect 4, just took him. So now it's a risk I take, isn't it? I had 1, 2, 3, 4 picks in between mine and I had 2 guys that I wanted to see. I fear that I'm losing Trey Murphy here. Then I'll have to reassess what I'm doing. There goes Naz Reid. So that's good for me because I didn't want him there. The other one I can get is Valanciunas, even though I just said that I've knocked a little bit off his projection, but he's fine here. So they're the... Ooh, Mike Conley. Okay. We are in round 10. I fear Connect 4 takes Trey Murphy here, and then I debate what I have to do with Valanciunas. We're in also Alex Sarte. We took Jabari Smith. I don't like Jabari Smith at 80. at 110. No worries. All right, let's take Trey Murphy there. I like that. Getting Trey Murphy at 111. Yes, he is injured. I don't think he's missing a huge amount of time. That could run, like, there is a possibility of a top 40, top 60 Trey Murphy run from January onwards. It might not, but it's possible. Scooter goes at 112. That's fine. Much better than when I've seen people go at 95. Draymond is good value there for you, Beast Mode. Kiwi Tua takes Valanciunas. Good stuff from you as well. Now it's Jacob and Kingy. This feels Josh Hart to me. Or is Josh Hart gone? He took Suggs last game. Well, Klay Thompson. Yep, okay. Solid enough percentages. Bumps him some threes. Onyeka Okongwu available. I'm surprised no one's taken Denny Avdija. What's Kingy going to cook up here? What wild nonsense are we going to get from him? I can't even predict what he's going to do now. Maybe he doesn't know what he's going to do. Wow, Jackson Davis. I like him. I'm just so worried about this rotation. Jackson Davis over Podziemski is not what I expected. One of my also favorite later round picks is Jeremy Sohan, so we'll throw him in the queue. Of course, there's Taylor Hendricks in that mix. There is Clowney. There is Sarr, not Olivier Sarr, Alex Sarr. There's no way Alex Sarr is getting back to me. No way. I'm picking 130. There's no chance. Marcus Smart's a really good pick from Wales Golf Madrid. Okongwu goes. Capella should go here. Avdia and Collins should be going too. As much as I don't love what they can do, this is they need to be going in this zone. Been a very, very competitive draft. Kingy, again, you might think Kingy's draft is weird, and I get it. I understand that, but his team is really good. It's really strong. It's really competitive. It looks weird, but it is good. DiVincenzo, I don't love it there, and I absolutely hate that Tari Eason pick at 120. Josh Hart at 121, I like. That's how does Tari play enough to justify that? And it's one of those ones where you go, well, I'm at the turn and people are going to take fly picks. I don't think you should care if you miss out on him. Zach Edey goes at 122, but you might just love it and you might really believe it. You might think that something's happening, and that's cool as well. I'm just telling you whether I would do it there, and I wouldn't. I am also losing some faith in Zach Edey. Not that I had much, but I'm losing the bit that I gained. Yogawa. Jaden Ivey is a guy, obviously, that's playing really well at the moment. Cam Johnson should be starting to go off people's lists here. Alex Sarr, didn't think that would make it to me. That is nice. He could block 2 shots a game. Kingy, what are we getting here? I can't predict it. He's going to take Drummond? Simmons. He's going to take Ben Simmons. No, he won't, because he's punting assists, or will he just do it anyway? No, Taylor Hendricks. Okay. His team's going to average 14 points a game. What is his team? What have I got him projected at? Holy shit, 15 points a game. It's incredibly low. Denny Avdia goes to Jacob at 126, so it was in my list there. So I do want some rebounds and assists. Who gets me that? Ooh, Brandon Podziemski. Kiwi Tua. Rebounds and assists. Ben Simmons, I don't want to do it, but he does do that for me. Anyone else? Not really, is there? Beast Mode takes Buddy Hield. I'm always grateful to see Buddy Hield off the board because I don't want him. Al Horford at 129 is good. This is actually... Do I take... Capella could work. I'm going to take Sohan. I don't feel good about the flaws of Collins and Capella, nor do I feel good about the upside. So that is Jez Sohan there for me. Jeremy Grant is also someone we should be looking at here, and if we cops the Ides of March again, I think we're okay with that. What else are we looking at? Noah Clowney has slid down. Norman Powell there is not one. I know old mate is out, Kawhi, and I don't know if he's going to start. Powell is just quite empty, but if you need some scoring, whatever, totally okay. Malik Monk at 132. Dennis Schroeder may be worth a look. It looks like they're going to start him. I just don't think there's any shot of him ending the season in that level of value. And now there's 2 more picks for me. And you'll notice my list of guys is completely uninspiring there. Collins, Capella, Grant, Clowney. Clowney's got some inspiration, but also, who knows? Caldwell Pope at 133, Gary Trent at 134. To me, these are the ones that they're to win the projected standings battle, not the league. So what do I... Like, at this point, I don't really want to do it. But who do I... I think I just take Jeremy Grant there. I know the man's allergic to doing anything apart from shooting. Yeah, then John Collins goes. That one, to me, just felt like it had to go at that spot. Kingy feels like he'll almost definitely take Simmons. Kiwi Tour's been making a lot of strong picks. I think he might go with like a D'Anthony Melton is my guess. Love trying to predict people's picks. Noah Clowney goes to beast mode. I wonder if anyone else will grab a Trey Mann in this draft like I did in the last one as my late pick. And the other one I'll just chuck on there because just, again, want to draw that attention is Matas Buzelis. Nice pick of Andrew Wiggins, but the Warriors, again, remain confusing. Who knows how they're going to start. Andy Nembhard goes, which I don't mind the pick of Nembhard in this area. I worry there's not huge upside breakouts. Oh, there it is. Of course, Kingy took Ben Simmons. So that's interesting because Kingy obviously is punting assists and is never going to compete there, but he still took Simmons because he wanted the rebound numbers, I'm guessing, and the field goal percentage bump. Wales Golf Madrid has drafted well for the... Yeah, no, he's drafted well, I say for the most part. He's drafted well all the way through, I think. He takes Cam Johnson, which is nice. It's a pretty strong pick there, I think. Westbrook at 142. Just got to understand the risks, all that stuff, but it's cool. He's going to play a role, which we can debate how much that makes sense or not. Capella goes, that's unbelievably good value from you, Jackie. Don't love the ED pick, but getting Capella there works a lot. Like he might start as the season as the opener. He might open the season as a starter. That's what I'm trying to say. And then D'Anthony Melton at 144. And while I have a lot of concerns, we're okay there. Jordan Clarkson goes next at 145. Honestly, have no idea how to read his season. He's not going to start. He's going to be playing with Isaiah Collier and John Collins and Cody Williams, so he's going to get a lot of shots coming off the bench. Like he's a lot in that second unit. Although Bryce Sensible might battle for some of that. Grayson Allen. Reasonable. You want some threes? I think his upside is very, very limited in this position, though. And then Bilal goes, he's really showing out at the moment, Bilal. I feel confident in his minutes as well. No one has taken a Asar yet. Rightfully, they are worried about the fact that he's just not playing. What do I do with my next pick as I try and figure it out? Not really sure. PJ Washington goes at 148. Actually, that's a pretty good pick. Dosunmu is an interesting option for me, I think. Well, there goes Asar to Kingy. Oh, he's gone both Thompsons. Understandable considering what he's doing. Jacob goes Steph Castle. I don't know that it's going to happen. Pop usually is pretty light on with rookies, and I think he's going to have some real struggles. Drummond at 151, cool. I just think he's going to end up being dropped early on. But of course, we haven't seen Embiid play yet. What if he just isn't ready? What he said was supposed to have some evaluation or something, which is random. What if he just isn't ready to go? That's possible. I wonder who's going to take Bub in this draft. Someone will. Someone will take Bub Carrington. I won't take Buzelis. I'll take him on the flip back, but I'll take Dosunmu here when it gets to my pick, which is not quite there yet. Keon Ellis goes to House AD. Let's take Io at that spot. It's so annoying that his name is not pronounced Ao. Dennis Schroeder at 155. And then Metiada, which I'm sure is not how to pronounce that name. Aaron Gordon. Fine. 156. We're not talking a deep pick here. And then he rounds it out with McConnell. He did not really take any upside stuff. Conley, Monk, Caldwell Pope, Gordon, McConnell. That's a let's win the standing sort of pick, I think. There's no real upside, I think, with any of those selections. That's okay. That is a way to go about it. It's not how I like to do it, though. Same with this guy, Connect 4. Levert, Schroeder, Trent, Powell. No upside in any of those picks. Although he did go early on Keontae, so maybe I'll give him that credit. I'll take Bazelis there just again. On your radar, keep an eye on it. Pat Williams sucks. Let's see what Matas does. Probably going to be a drop in week 1. Khalil Ware. Okay, that's another one of those ones. I don't think he's going to do it early on, but we'll find out. Jaime Jaquez should start to go here. I think, as much as I don't love the pick, that was going to say. As much as I don't love the pick of... I didn't even know what I was going to say. Someone said, oh my God, Josh only got one center. That's okay. We can manage that. I don't need another one. Because you know what I do? Trey Murphy goes into IL and we just add someone off the wire. Don't stress too much about it. I've got a center. And also my team has good enough rebounds. I don't need the rebounds. Isaac Jaquez goes 163, Dick 162, Isaac 164, Portis goes 165. That is late for Bob. He normally goes earlier than that. Goga, he's following the path that I suggested the other day. So what I would do is probably add like a Wendell Carter off the wire. Well, he just went, so I can't do that. But the other one is Nick Richards. Is another centers available in these last rounds. Who went in that last pick? Nick Richards went. Wow. All the guys I just talked about, just off the board there. Okay. All right. So that's the teams. My team. Pick 10. Anthony Edwards, James Harden, DeJounte Murray, Larry Markkinen, Jaylen Brown, Julius Randle, Walker Kessler, CJ McCollum, Terry Rozier, Trey Murphy, Jeremy Sohan, Jeremy Grant, Jeremy Desumu, and Matas Buzelis. That's my team. What do you think of the other teams? How they played out? I think it's a pretty even draft overall. A lot of different strategies, obviously. Kingy with the hard punt there. Jacob with the no punt, really. Connect 4 also with a pretty solid... Oh, no, actually, he had a bad rebound and bad field goal team. Connect 4, but still really strong. Overall, I think the draft was pretty good overall. I think we all did things that made sense the majority of the time. Majority. So the mock draft done. Second one of the day. Don't think we'll do more of those today, but there'll be more tomorrow. And there will be a do not draft clickbait show coming where I'll just talk about, like I do, guys that I just don't like where they're currently ranked. That's what we'll get into. Hit the old thumb up, hit the subscribe, hit all of that stuff that you need to do so you never know or you never miss an episode when it comes out. Guys, we are done here. Thank you so much for listening, everyone. See ya.